Welcome to the episode of Grand Floor, where we can agree to disagree, still be family. I'm your host, all the stuff, Jel Lee, my co-host Jerome.
What's up, good people? Let's get it tonight.
All right, tonight's show is called Diddy When It Rains It Pours.
Mm,
We're
mm,
gonna,
mm.
we're gonna start with that one first. We're gonna bring our recurring panelists and Cooley alum Kia. What up, though?
What up, though, fam?
What's going on?
What it do?
We in here. We doing good.
I hear that.
Yeah,
That's what counts.
we in here. Let's
We
get
in here.
it. Let's get it.
Do this thing now. If I don't know if y'all been keeping up with the Diddy trial, but I've been researching a little bit, and Cassie, the singer that was on Bad Boy, he was dating for 10 years. She been having to tell the truth, and I saw some people talking about it earlier today, where when she first went to the prosecution, she said one thing, but then his defense brought up, like, wait a minute, you said all this in the transcript, but now you switching up with this. Which one is it? Then they brought in her text messages where some of the freak offs that she hit him up to do, because it seemed like she tried to paint herself as strictly a victim. Granted, she's a victim of domestic violence, unfortunately, but she was just buying and clad with all the orgy type stuff. Y'all thoughts?
Who was the Bonnie and Clyde?
Cassie,
Interesting.
I guess she didn't think about them text messages because they was always drugged up, but she hit him up like, I got the people, let's go, where you at? Like, that's not the way you've been painting yourself. You saying this all him.
I don't know what to think of Jerome.
Done everybody go.
Hey, Key, I ain't gonna lie on this because when it's a federal one, you don't really get to see the details of the courtroom stuff,
Right.
and so that's the unfortunate part. So we kind of at limbo on a lot of things, but with technology, you can't duck anything. I watch a lot of shows about crime, like First 48 and such, and these young Thundercats don't realize they can trace you all the way down to the phone being in that area. That's all they need. Oh, I wasn't there, but your phone was there, sir. How many people today let somebody have a phone? Like, they ain't say call somebody real quick. We talk about had a phone the whole time. So I think in this case, it's sad because once you start having drugs, alcohol, pills, it's a lot of things in there that you probably forgot. You probably didn't even realize you was doing at that time under the influence. That's why they say don't drink and drive. Don't drive under the influence. Sometimes you can't walk under the influence because you'll be doing and saying things you had no idea. I'll say this. I've been to a country, Colombia, they have this plant. I forget the name of it offhand. If somebody like waves that thing underneath your nose, you won't remember nothing for 3 days.
For 3 days?
For 3 days. You when you come back around, you won't die or anything. But when you come back around, your wallet's gone, your money's gone. You done gave whoever your PIN number. You talking to them, you doing everything normally, but you won't remember any of it. So it's one of those things where it's stuff out here that can really mess you up. You could do some things without even realizing you said it, you did it. So I'm not saying that some of those things didn't happen. I'm just saying that it's such drugs that's out there that can mess somebody up. And it seems as though she has been taken advantage of in more than one situation. So I'm not somebody with that level of money. I'm quite sure he had some of that same type of stuff, where that person wouldn't even remember what's going on until 3-4 days later. And that, I think all three of us probably seen the movie Taken. They got all, that stuff is real around the world.
Absolutely.
That's my take.
Yeah. So, the reason why it's hard to sometimes to grasp for words, especially with this situation, things are so sticky. And one of the things that always the whole purpose of your defense is to make the other person look bad, right? And so when you start talking about violence, right, domestic violence, sexual violence, sexual assault, all of these different things, there's so many dynamics that work in that situation, right? So we don't really even know the context, even though we might say, like, oh, based off the text message, it seems like she was the ringleader, but we often don't understand the psychological trauma that goes and psychological control that goes along with things. We only look at people's actions like, oh, you must have known, or you were the main one grooming. But if he said do this or else, and I truly fear for my life, that's what happens with a lot when we start talking about human trafficking and things like that, which is a part of human trafficking that we're talking about with this case as well. But when you start talking about human trafficking, people look at those who have come to a certain situation and they like, oh, they were the madam or they were grooming, but not understanding how they may have been groomed in the process and how they've grown up in that culture and what their mindset is. So we don't know if you was just happily doing that, if you were, like you were saying, you were under the influence, or you had whatever drugs you can't recollect, or if you just feared for your life. And so when I say go and get me somebody, that's exactly what I mean. And I dare you not to do it. And so the text message is, yeah, I got him and it's on, and she a fine one, she a cutie, or whatever the case may be, that might even seem enticing, right? Or seem like that they are a culprit in the situation as well. We don't know because we don't have the context. All we have is this is the text messages that they said and what they said that they're doing. So it's too much to try to say. And then I think another thing that happens a lot, especially being, regardless if it could be just regular violence. Somebody got shot. First thing we do is, what did they do? What did the person do? Right? And so we get so quick to victim blame. We got to be careful that we not on that line of being like, no, you was just freaky too. And then it got to a point. Well, guess what? Let's even go there. Let's be the devil's advocate. Maybe I was, but then maybe it got to a point where I was like, I'm freaky, but I ain't that freaky. You're doing too much now and I want to stop. And it's like, no, but you don't, because I control you and I own you and you do what I tell you to do. So we just got to be real on that.
I ain't going to give her a total pass, because the more I've been hearing about how it started in the beginning, she had a good dude, but she was running for the fame and fortune. Diddy swooped in, started rocking with her. He put her up in the penthouse. You're going to do an album. So before all the violence and all that craziness started, she willfully went that direction. Probably expected to go down that left turn.
Right.
But the way she tried to paint herself and how to defend it and bring it up a lot of more information, they even brought up that she wasn't able to handle the drugs the way he could, he still functioned. He was trying to get her help because it wasn't working for her. So she ain't totally to blame for all this, but she ain't innocent either. And that's what I have seen a lot of people try to just paint, oh, she just told the victim, no, she wanted the money because she had a good dude. She left him for this scumbag.
Okay, so I deserve everything that I got because I decided to leave a good guy and I got
with a scumbag.
But I'm saying that's what I'm saying. That's the line. Well, she not totally off the case. I'm not gonna totally give her a pass.
No,
it's like,
because in the
I might have
beginning,
started one way.
He was rocking with him, and that's the part that needs to be brought to attention. She ain't totally just a victim.
I don't think
See them
nobody
black
is saying
snake
that
and
she
monk.
didn't rock with him though.
That's how they've been saying.
It ain't like, oh, I wasn't never
That has
rocking
been the
with him, because how
picture
she get
being
with him in the first
painted.
place?
That's been the picture being painted on social media. A lot of females have been saying she just totally a victim. Like, no. In the
No,
beginning,
I was,
she walked over there. So
yeah.
let's remember that part. She chose to walk over there. She had a good dude. She left him for, I get it, money, fame. You're going to make some albums. I get it. And it went far left. But you're not
I
totally
just
a
think
victim.
making bad choices don't be like, oh, well, you walked into that. So
no, she should not be abused in any form of way, but she don't get the right to try to say it was all Diddy. Nah, bro, you walked over there first. Take that little bit of accountability that you chose to walk over there for that fame and fortune. You didn't expect that dude to be a monster. He's wild like he is. He do need to be in jail. But you did. He didn't kidnap you. You walked over there. That part you got to own accountability. That beginning part. All the rest of it, all the drugs and all other stuff, yeah, that's some wild stuff. Because defense could argue, okay, you saying all this going on, you've been there for 10 years, but he had you chained up like Black Snake Moan. You could have left. And the jury will look at it like, well, yeah, you've been there for 10 years. We got text message that you were going to find people. The sex worker dude said you told him to pee in your mouth. You ain't told the victim like the prosecution had just painted. You ain't totally innocent. You do have some culpability in all this. And that's where now they started, the recent time she testified, talking about more detail how stuff was going on. His defense is coming up, well, you told them this, and now we seeing this, so which one is it? Which making her look.
That's how they supposed to make her look, though. I ain't saying she's innocent, but I'm saying that's their job.
Yeah, but a lot of females on social media have been saying she just totally the victim. Like, nah, you can't say that. She walked over there. And I get it. He put her up in the penthouse, probably gave her a black card, put it in the studio before it went totally left.
Yeah.
You know,
a lot of us walk in situations. I don't think that it's one of them things that's like, well, you don't get a complete pass. Everything that we do in life, right? It's a saying that they always say, especially in business. Everything that you do, you accountable for. It's all your fault, right? So with that, then of course you could say it's your fault. You shoulda, woulda, coulda. Like hindsight is 20/20. I should have went across the street and got that ice cream and gave me this extra 20 pounds, but I did it. You know what I'm saying? So in that, you are a culprit, but it's the same thing if somebody steals something from you.
And then
says, well, did you live? You left your garage door open. So
and then let's be real.
What did you think was gonna happen? Nobody was gonna come in your house and take your stuff. But the point is, it should not have happened. We all make decisions. How many of us have gotten in relationships and we was like, I shouldn't have never messed with that one?
Yeah, but there are factors you have to be fair. They've been saying Diddy is a monster, big red dude all day. There's no way she in the industry, she ain't heard that. I mean, there's no way she ain't done something like, what Diddy like, hey man, I don't know if you want to mess with that dude. You know, you not Little Red Riding Hood walking, not knowing or hearing anything, because they've been saying this dude was wild like this for a while, but my opinion, the powers that be had protection over him. So he was doing it, and who cared? Now they didn't protect him. He got to deal with all the consequences of all the stuff he's been doing. I saw a video interview with Albie Shore where he said this dude tried to kill me. And I testified. I'm like, wow. I mean, I remember hearing someone said that, and he actually said it. Some Today show he was on. Like, wow, okay, so everybody ready to get on the stand, and because he's been doing some monstrous, dirty stuff for a while. That some people willfully say, man, Diddy, that dude, he big red, don't mess with that dude. And people just, man, y'all just hating on him. Now, you in court, you start to find out, and there's more people that's going to come testify, like, nah, this dude, he was big red on the monster level. They weren't lying. Jaguar Wright, she wasn't lying. All these other people, they weren't lying. We just didn't care, unfortunately. And it's unfortunate the treatment she got in the long run of it.
Yeah, ain't like her. She might have been doing all of that, but ain't like her career took off. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Nah.
that's right there.
Now, other
Wrong.
video. Other video was about the girl on a date where the guy said he wanted sex up front. She wasn't cool with it. If you watch it, I watched it again. She went to the bathroom. He paid for the food and left. Then she made her video like, well, I guess I ain't gonna do that again. I'm like, why did you go?
Did you read the text message that he sent her and her response? Do you remember what he texted her and then what her response was? I wasn't able to make that part out.
No, I didn't get that
Yeah, I
part.
was trying to make it out myself. I couldn't really. Maybe I should have screenshotted it to blow it up to try to get it, but I never did do that part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what do y'all think about these people making all these videos about their dating situations in general?
I don't know. I think some people do things for likes. You know, I know we share everything, but some of this stuff is just like, how many followers can I get? How many people are gonna like me for this situation? And to me, I think that all of this stuff has been perpetuating is a division between all of us, right? Men do this, women do that. All women want is this. All men do is that, and that's all it's doing is creating division. That's what I see from it. And half the stuff is like, why did you post this? Like, what did you look to gain? It wasn't like, were you warning somebody about something?
Mm-hmm.
Was there a lesson that you learned that you're trying to teach somebody so that they can be aware and they won't do the same thing? I'm not really getting at it. It's just like, it's to create the land of opinions. They want somebody to agree with them. And then they get all of these comments, and those is for you get 1,001 comments of people that like. And then you could go someplace else and hear the same thing. You get 1,001 comments of people that dislike. So it's starting to seem like people just want the attention and maybe trying to become an influencer or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the thing, the day and time we in right now, we dealing with a lot of content creators, a lot of podcasters. Social media has made it to where everybody has an opinion publicly, and you got a lot of people's opinion versus the facts versus the truth. President Trump always say, fake news, fake news. So my thing is, when we listening to these things, we have to be prepared for the fake news versus what's real. And my thing is just, basically, when you go out here to date, sometimes we got to be real. If you out here dating, there is something called, they always used to say, women have a thing called intuition, blah, 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 blah. We all have red flags, and you have to pay attention to red flags. If you're talking to a dude and you seeing yellow, amber, like an Amber Alert, they got that out there for a reason. When you have like yellow, cautionary, then it gets to red, why go out on a date with that individual? They're showing you their hand. It's like, it doesn't really take a lot to realize that a snake is a snake. Hey, I can get bit.
Yeah.
I don't need to find out if venomous or not. I just know that's a snake and stay away. I just feel like, people just need to, for those, especially the young ladies today, that, they always, they'll say things like, I don't need a man. I don't need this. I don't do this. So like kid was saying, it's a negative narrative being out there. And if you fall for the bait, you're going to get reeled into that. Uh-oh, she up out of here. You're going to get reeled into the bait switching, and you'll fall into all black men this, all black women that, and that's what you want to be a part of. So I always say don't fall for the bait. Date who you want to date, but all of that going, let something happen where you try to give people awareness. Hey, ladies, look out for this. Hey, men, look out for this. They starting to do this. I just feel like safety tips is always good, but all of the male bash and female bash, and I'm not a fan of that. I just feel like it's life. You know, if me and Kia go on a date, there's no guarantee our date is gonna be great if I don't know her. She don't know nothing about me. I don't know nothing about her. She looking like this dude didn't open the doors. This, and this. Hey, thanks for your time, and we can part ways. She don't have to go getting on the internet. Hey, these dudes are here. Hey, this, and this. That was that one guy. You can't base that off of one guy for everybody. That's my take.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I think when you were talking about they don't get a pass. I think a lot of times I could just, of course, you know, being a woman, I think sometimes we give too much of a I'm just gonna follow through with it and still see. Right? It's like if you hit the red flag in the beginning, it's okay to back out. You know, sometimes like she said, oh well, the vibe was off as soon as I texted him back and I said that this wasn't what's up, this wasn't what was gonna happen. Well, if you started feeling that way, why is it that we not following our intuition? We will say like, oh, you know what? Like, yeah, I know I'm feeling that. Well, should I go? Should I not go? Well, you know what? I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to go anyway. And you went and you had a horrible experience, but hours beforehand, you knew that you wasn't feeling it and it wasn't the right vibe. So you could have just sat there and saved your whole self this whole post, right? An argument if you had just followed your gut in the first place, right? And I just encourage us to actually listen to it, because I know I've been in a situation where I'm like, well, you know, don't be like that. Is it really what you thinking that it is? Go ahead, just follow through and just see. And then I was like, yeah, my fault, all on me, because I felt it in the first place and I should have known, right? And I shouldn't have just walked into it. So just be secure within yourself. And you know, when you see the red flags from the gate, like the red flag is a red flag for a reason. It can stop. Do not go. Do not collect $200, right? Just stop right where you at and find somebody else to go with, you know? So you can't make somebody be something that they not. And we have to stop trying to do that.
Facts.
Man, we need to start being real grown and real. This dude said he wanted to hit. From respecting him, this is my purpose from jump. From that point, before she responded that I ain't trying to do that off rip, you know what his intent is. He told you up front. He gave you an option.
But then he lied.
Yeah, they do that too. But the fact that up front he did say, well, I want to do that. Now some dudes try to walk it back. See, can they go around the back door to get to what they want?
That's what he did.
But the fact that he flat out said the first thing is, hey, Maya Angelou said it. When they show you, believe him. He said he want to hit. I ain't with that. Why you going out with him?
Yeah.
You should look nicer. It seems like she broke when she came pair for a meal. So you just want to smell. You really needed male companionship that badly, because he told you up front we want it. You said you ain't with that. To even go any further, you just want to make some content for your YouTube or whatever channel.
Yeah. And I mean, once again, we don't know context, right? She did say he backpedaled and said, oh, I apologize. That's not what I meant, yada, yada. But like you said, it seemed like a backdoor move, because after they got with each other, they wasn't vibing, wasn't talking, wasn't really having much of any interaction.
He probably saw, okay, this dog ain't gonna hunt, as other people told me. Well, I pay for the meal and I'm out. This is a wrap. Because a man is a conquering person on a mission. When he wants the pie, he will lie, cheat, steal. He will say, I love you to get it. It ain't right. But if he just deem, I'm going to get that, hell or high water, he going to do whatever he got to do to get it. But once he saw, okay, this ain't none of this works. He ain't talking to me, ain't no conversation. I can't even find the backdoor ways where we can maybe let's go somewhere, play some cards, get a drink, and try to use that to get to it. Nope. I'll at least pay for the meal. I'm out of here. And then you had conversation with some female friends like, guys don't do that. Like, yeah, they do. Some females they do similar stuff that a guy do. That's the dude she want. She'll do all the things that if he say he got a girl that he trying to get with, but she's like, no, I saw him first. When she come around, he might not be oblivious to it, but she gonna be doing stuff for a girl like me. I'm gonna snatch her hair off. You don't see the little subtle stuff she doing. He's like, what you talking about? You can see her brush up on you or go grab something. The table over there. Why she?
Hey, I ain't like the
over?
way she touched your elbow, my dog. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Don't let her get that close no more. Like,
I mean, this house is big as hell, and somehow she found a way to be in your preview and bend over to see all her ass.
Every time she
got one more time before I get on there. The dude don't know, like, man, what you talking about? She picked up something like, you don't see what I see because I'm a woman. And women told me this, like, we do subtle stuff like, okay, girl, one more time, furniture moving. And just like when dudes be around and people do, like, nah, that dude got one more time. He ain't your friend. Oh, we just had lunch today. Nah, stop having that lunch. He ain't your friend. Nah. He trying to wait for me to mess up so he can slide on in and have a good time, not for a long time. As my man, Brother Ron was like, I ain't with it. Oh, you sure that's just my friend? Like, okay, your ass gonna be single. I ain't gonna tell you again. I'm a guy. I know the Decepticon moves we will do to touchdown. we would do it. I wasn't that much of an asshole. I was more honest because I knew some wild people that blew up cars and stuff. Like, no, I'm going to be honest. Choice is yours. I don't need y'all sitting at my house 3 o'clock in the morning in my car. Gone. That's too much stress. Too much stress.
Oh,
like,
man.
You did that? But guys will try those things. And you do get a lot of females. I see a lot of videos like on TikTok, or you go through your YouTube reels or Facebook or something, and man, guys won't talk to me. Like, it's one lady I watch on YouTube. It's been a lot of mixers they would do for single people. And the comments coming from it, guys are not showing up. They're trying to figure out, well, why they not coming? And I'm like, okay, well, what type of women was there? Because a lot of dudes are a little traditional. And they don't want the party all the time female. Or she might not be, but that might be how she's dressed. And that's how it's perceived from some men's perspective. They don't want that. You know. But that was that one. Now, I did send y'all the one about Kitty from when she was on tonight's conversation, where the married lady asks, how do she get her husband to be on board with her keeping her side dude?
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
Now, to be fair, we don't know if they have put it there to say that to get the conversation going. That's possible. But if that's truly a story, that's wild. That's wow.
See, the problem is we living in a day and time where if you thinking of it, you could just go ahead and say it. You know, you thinking of it, you can just go ahead and say it, because it's just that type of world right now. You know, you got social media, you got all these different outlets, and people out here doing it all the time. Whether it's right or wrong, people doing it. You know, people coming to the table with a lot of different things, you know, and you see it all the time, whether you're listening to the podcast or you're watching it. See, in my line of profession, I do a lot of driving. So I listen to a lot of podcasts as I'm driving. I'm listening and I'm hearing all of these different things, and I'm just like, this can't be. I'm like you just said, Jeff, I'm like, this can't be real. But for somebody, that stuff is real, you know. You got some people out here who really live in these double lives, and I think that's probably why the dating game is so messed up today. Because I hear, you know how you just walk into a room and it's just You didn't have to ask for any questions. People just give it to you freely.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just overhear conversations about all of the bad stuff that's going on, all the good and all the indifferent. And some of the things you hear about is all of the wildness that's out here. You know, like, hey, this happened. So you have people who single now. We ain't even talking about married. Single, and you talking about side dude and this. I'm like, why don't you just say, hey, let's have an open relationship? You know, this is like, it's kind of like I just don't understand, why people make things harder when, because you just got to make it your life a lot easier to just be honest with that young lady and say, hey, are you this? Because I keep telling y'all, when I first moved to Atlanta, these successful Black women here did not hesitate to say, hey, you ain't no down low, are you? Because I don't have time for that. They had no time they didn't hesitate to ask you that question. And that was something I used to look at. I'm like, they just fired from the hip. And I would always fire back with the same response. Oh, I can show you I ain't that way. We can go right now. They ain't got nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing
to go right here. That's what you wait a minute.
I ain't got time.
Back.
And the crazy thing is, I'm talking about all lines of work. I'm talking about women who was, women of God, successful, 9 to 5 or their own career, but they had to ask you that question because there's so much of that here. And I respected it, but at first I'm kind of looking like, what? Like, what is going on? But it's just, man, I'm just telling you, it's one of those things where we living in a day and time where having these questions, nothing shocks me anymore. I just listen and be like, wow, here we are. What's your take?
Man, I thought it was wild because listen, when you first watched the clip, he's like, oh, she's like, I've been married for 15 years. My man's like, oh, congratulations. And she just broke out. But I had a side piece relationship for the past. Like, wait a minute, what? We trying to congratulate you on your marriage, and then you come but Kitty being very strong in those vows, right? She read her up one side and down the other, and I think that's the whole thing. Like what you were saying is so true. If these are the things that you want, state it ahead of time, right? And don't allow people to be in relationships that they know nothing about. Okay. Like, I think I'm in a committed, monogamous relationship. You got me sharing you, and I don't even know it. Right. And then not to mention everything from the other person and how they might be feeling. Like, do they know they the side piece? Are they thinking that they eventually about to be your main? I don't know. I just think people play too many games, and I'm like, you wrong. Like, just keep it a buck from the gate, and stop changing the rules of the game after we done already got in it. That's the whole thing. Being on the receiving end of that is not fun. You thinking you in a committed relationship, y'all good, and stuff is going places. I can only imagine a marriage, right? And then you turn around and, oh, by the way, I got all of these people over here, or I got another person, other person over there, or I decide, like, I don't know, what's this, the swingers parties and everything they going to, basically just going to big orgies, like, let's go to that now. Like, where did all this stuff come from? Yeah. Now I got to rethink my whole relationship and now my whole future if it doesn't align with what I want to do. So I keep telling people, you got to quit playing with people's mind. Quit playing with people's heart.
Yeah,
you're gonna end up on the losing end.
You right about that.
Yeah. And some people that are married doing that type of stuff, they have two phones. Oh, this is my work phone. No, that's your whole phone. That's all that is. And you better make sure your spouse don't ever ring. What is this? Who is Peaches? And you answer the phone like, you over there and hot and ready. Who are you? Like, oh, okay. Click. we're gonna have a conversation. It's wild because one, for her one to be getting attention, his people might have saw this video. So if he didn't know it all, hey, Ray, bro, I saw this on YouTube, man. That Tonight thing, is that your wife? She got a side dude. No, man, you lying, man. I'm about to send you the link, bro. Dog, that's her. Like, oh man, bro. And now you're embarrassing this dude because somebody know you, and that's wrong. That's wrong. And it's consequent because if it was the other way around, but you know, dudes ain't no good. They blah, blah, blah. Get the pork and the wood and burn them at the stake. And she's just talking so casual and he. Like, what you doing ain't foul as hell. And you actually letting the world know how foul you are. Like, wow. The stone's on you, man. To let them know this. People out here, wow. Mm-hmm. And I think now, I think more people might be okay with a poly lifestyle compared to before.
Yeah, I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that a lot lately. Like it's been highlighted, showcased, and broadcast. That's the life that, you know, people are choosing to live. But you know, like Rome was saying, we at a time right now in a season where everything goes.
Mm-hmm. I think videos.
Yeah, and
that's our man. Like, did she just say that's our man? We need to pick our days, girl, but we sharing him.
And they'd be like, okay,
wow,
right? That's you know,
okay.
Yeah. And so it's becoming real wild. And if we speak up or say anything about it, especially, you know, it's always when you cast in judgment, but what happens to accountability, right? And so we have a responsibility, those of us who are followers of God, who are followers of Christ, to hold people accountable. But so many times people, you know, just say that that's just being judgmental, you judging somebody, and you know, as long as I'm not hurting nobody, then it's okay. But you know, you just got to be careful with these lifestyles and understand you got to be accountable, right? And you do have a master to answer to, and the Father ain't happy with none of this. So
yeah, you
gotta do that for yourself. And I know that, you know, you ain't gotta answer to me. I ain't nobody to answer to. ain't trying to be. But you know, at the same time, if I know and I haven't at least said, well, you got to think about your salvation, and that's not right. Just like if I'm doing something, I'm expecting Jerome to call me out. Sis, check yourself. That ain't for the right thing. I expect that, right? Because I want I have to be accountable. And I know we got to be accountable only to God, but we do have to stop us from stumbling. You know, we are supposed to at least eat the word. Now, if I heed it, that's on me, right? But yeah, you just got to be careful, because we just do whatever you want to do stuff. It's gonna get us, a lot of us, caught up, and then we're not gonna be happy in the end.
No. So what? I'm the devil's advocate here.
Go ahead.
I'm just no. You said a drum gonna tell me you need to cut it out. Well, I'm gonna say, baby, get it. That's what he doing. I'm like, damn. Wow.
Nah, you know what he gonna do wrong? He gonna go way back to school. Well, you know, she always was wild, so you know, you just killed me and her. No, bro.
See?
We evolved. We grown now.
Be your own people, America. You see that? Be your own people. I'm sitting there like, oh, she gonna say Jerome and Jeff.
Oh,
wow.
Oh man, that's funny.
I'm just slutting it up over here doing these shows on the weekend. I guess I'm at the club throwing money, drinking, like
leave it to him to take it there, right?
Oh yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna go over the cliff with this one. Like, she just did that.
That's funny.
Really?
You the one that's gonna say the most off the wall stuff. What's wrong with you?
No, I don't touch.
Oh, that's funny.
I would tell you be safe. It's like you grown. I ain't nobody mama daddy.
Exactly.
You know what you're doing ain't right,
That's
but
we say. As soon as you say something, is you judging. But
but I'll wait for you. I have my words. You can't drink no more, and we can have that conversation. I put on the rocks, so we'll have it down the road when all that catch up to you. Because the spirits do when you do the woo woo, they travel.
Yeah.
And your house might be peaceful, but that person you didn't know.
We grown. What's the woo woo?
Well, y'all fucking okay. We grown.
I mean, see what I'm saying? What I say?
Tried to say
you gonna go from this line
I tried to say
way over to this line. It ain't no in between.
And she feel like, hey, we grown, Jeff. Hey, we grown to be talking. Okay.
Hey, hold on. We talk about dates on your here that came from a hot date or something, right?
Yeah, hot date with my daughter.
They were still hollering at you though. Don't front. They were trying to say, hey, what's your Instagram, girl? We were talking about the tonight's conversation where the married lady said she had a man on the side and was trying to get a way to.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
Sis came in with it.
So, he was like proud about it. I was like,
so the part you came in on, Kid was saying something very eloquently spoken about how, you should do the right things and all. And, my boy Jerome would probably check me if I'm out here wilding. And then say your other boy, Jeff. Like, I'm just, get it, girl. So I had to mess with her. Like you walked in on. I'm up to date now.
He felt
I'm a musician. I ain't got no musician.
He just felt a little left out.
Oh no, the nasty just had like Jerome. Wow. Okay. That's what we doing. Now the other one I sent you guys was Jess Hilarious, comedian from Breakfast Club, talked about her experience at a comedy club here in Michigan, Detroit, and how they didn't treat her properly. She set a price of $40 for tickets, and they went up to $90 so they could pocket the other $50. And it still says owned by Mike Epps, so she didn't appreciate the way they did business.
So they were paying her the $40, but she said that they charged $90.
Yeah, they agreed in the contract. Her tickets were $40, but they switched it to $90 so they could pocket the other $50.
Well, I mean, you do got a business to run and staff to pay and bills to pay. I'm like, she can't make the full amount. I'm like, they gotta pay everybody else, and these restaurants, it's expensive. I know. I mean, I do hospitality, and I know what it takes to run a restaurant, and the employees half the time they want $20 an hour. I don't know what makes them want that amount, but they do.
Oh man, the way you said that's hilarious. I love it. Anybody else?
Something you left out, Jeff. I did notice when she was doing the talks on that video, Jess was saying also that $40 went towards people doing the backstage or wherever photos. Yeah, and so she was wondering why people were getting upset and what was really going on. And that's when she found out, like, hey, you're not supposed to be up here taking photos with the fans. And she said, oh, no, yes, we were. Y'all knew that before I even signed that contract. So she said the dude was getting ready to run up on her. And she said her husband stopped Buddy, like, hey, this is my wife. No, she going to take the photos with these fans. And so basically the fans was rattled because of how things was handled. She had to hold her in. So they took all the photos with the people who paid for that. And then that's how they found out people was trying to pocket that extra $50 because she was wondering why her tickets didn't sell out. And that was the reason. And then she said it was it was a comedian she named, but they never said the last name. Oh, they told her Damon Wayans was gonna be there.
Oh.
Find out it was Damon Williams. So she was like, I don't even know who that is. She's like, no disrespect, but I didn't know who that was. So she said that right there, it was just a lot of false advertising. And, you know, it just looked bad on the black-owned businesses because, you have people, there's enough people out here trying to take advantage of you. You definitely don't want your own people trying to take advantage of you. That's the last thing that you want to deal with. So that was the angle I was going to come at it. It's kind of like, because, Jess is from Baltimore. She from B-More. She definitely a real one. You know what I'm saying? She I remember one time she came to Detroit and it was some girls on there talking about, you ain't coming up here to the D and doing this. She was like, hey, I want y'all to talk that same way when I get up there. I ain't gonna not come. I'm gonna be right there. She thought, and she showed up. She from B-More. She ain't about to duck no action if you either gonna show up or you gonna just be talking. She showed up, did her show, and kept it moving. So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
Well, I do know the owners of Mike Epps' place, and they deal on the up and up. So I think it's two sides to every story. So we would definitely all want to know, what's the details. But a business is a business, and a business is what has to be run. I mean, we can all see that these tariffs are changing the prices of, food and liquor and staff. So those are some other things that need to be taken into account as well. And I'm pretty sure they provided her with a contract. So
yeah. And that's the whole thing. I think that that she was talking about, the fact that she was provided a contract. She was initially met by one person who said that they was the manager of everything, and then somebody else stated that they was actually, the manager. Things that was in the contract was stated, oh no, it wasn't in the contract, and it was. So hey, that was her experience. There were some other people who came forward that said that they had some similar experiences. So, you never know. I know the thing that everyone was talking about was she right in going on the radio show blasting them, or should she had talked to them? Because with the Breakfast, was it the Breakfast Club?
Yeah, Breakfast Club.
Yeah, with the Breakfast Club, or should she had just, handle that in-house first behind closed doors? So, people's experience and how they view it, how they felt that they were dealt with, right, is how they perceive it, regardless if somebody else felt that they did something right or wrong or not. How we handle our clients and our customers is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Reviews are very important. Yes, you are in business. Yes, everything is going up, but it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And if you don't do it what everybody feels heard, then sometimes that's the repercussions and everything that you get. So we gotta tread carefully. But then also, we also need to understand, like, number one, I don't think that we should blast each other in terms of Black businesses. It's always this dichotomy, right? It's like, give Black businesses a break. You know how it is. It's hard out here. You should give somebody a chance. You get a counterparts a chance, but then it's also trying to put that same Black business on a pedestal. Can we just be real across the board? Like, why does it have to be to one extreme once again or another? Right? It's just, is the business doing their part? Are they suitable? Are they treating people appropriately? Are they managing everything ethically? That's what's important, and judge them as such. And if it's not, and you are a manager, address your client, address your customer. Don't treat people unfairly. Don't treat people how you wouldn't want to be treated. And then us as consumers, like from a business owner, now from a consumer standpoint, don't expect more out of this business than you would another. Expect the same treatment across the board. If you're going to give one person a pass and you're going to go to the next, right? Don't, because you have some people, you hear it all the time. That's why I don't deal with Black people. That's why I don't want to go to no Black business. That's why. It's like, stop that too, right? If you're gonna give any other business a chance, give ours a chance too. Don't put us on no pedestal, but don't degrade us at the same time. Just be a consumer and be a great business owner, and each one treat the next with respect.
I would say she was wrong because Breakfast Club probably have over 1 million plus listeners, viewers, whatever, and you talking like that, which ain't good. You should have dealt with them and kept it moving, you know. And second, if you are a black business out there, first class treatment is what customer service should be.
Yep.
24 hours, 365, period. That's be your standard. Because that's what people are going to remember, and that's what they're going to, with the world being as small as social media, that's what they're going to tweet about or talk about or post about. So if you got some people that are not your best employees, have them doing something where they're not seen. And make sure your best employees are the ones greeting your customers. And that first impression matters. No, no matter if you fix it, like, man, I went there, it was trash. I ain't going back. And you may have fixed all the things and it's A1 from that point, but that person, they have a network, people they engage. And them people like, oh, I can't be Detroit. Rico's, don't go over there, because old boy told me a while back they was trash. And this years later, but they still remember what they put out there. So make sure your first impression is your best for customer service.
Absolutely.
Good point.
They might not remember what you say. They'll remember very little of what you do, but they will never forget how you make them feel.
100%.
Mm-hmm. All right. The last story. Jerome sent me a father talking to his son. I don't know if he was sending him off to school or to be with his mom. He's very emotional. And well, let's take away Jerome.
Yeah, from what I gathered, you can hear the people coming over the intercom. So it seemed like they was at somebody's airport, whichever city. From the gist of the video that I gathered, it looked as though the young man had been staying with the father for X amount of years. In the video, I'm gonna say the young man's probably anywhere between 14 to 16, with the height and his size. But he's telling the young man, please, he's pleading with him, please treat women with respect and treat your mother with respect. But I've done all I can do. So what that let me know is the parents either no longer together if they were married, or they never were married and they live in two different cities. And so maybe what I was telling Jeff earlier, maybe the mother had custody of him up to a certain point, let's say 7, 8 years old, and maybe she felt, hey, you need to be with your dad. Maybe I'm not doing things the right way. She probably sent him on with the dad, but the dad basically saying, for lack of better words, you need to go be with your mom. I've done all I can do. And he said to him, crying in real tears. That's how I knew it wasn't a skit. Real tears. And you can tell the dude looked like one of the guys who used to be a street guy. And he said, he said, I don't want you to be behind bars. I don't want to see you behind the glass. You know, so basically like stop what you out here doing on all this foolishness and get yourself together. And I was explaining to Jeff, I said, the reason I came up with that, me being the father, I didn't see me and had that conversation with that young man, because some, not all, young boys go to a point where they get to 13, 14, 15 and think they can smell themselves and be ready to go toe-to-toe with the father. And usually you don't see that when it's mother and father in the same home. It's usually when they're in separate homes, where you don't have that level of respect, number one. Number two, that level of fear. Like, hey, I might be bigger than my dad, but I ain't gonna step to him in that matter. You know what I'm saying? But I have seen that happen whenever the mother and the father been in separate homes. Because now he feels, I'm the man in the house, not you. I'm the one that can, do these type of things. So I was telling Jeff, like, man, that's a messed up situation, because maybe the dad out there working too many hours. See, that's the thing. It ain't no handbook to this parenthood thing.
No, it's not.
Everybody grow up how they grow up, whether it was dysfunction, whether it was Christian based, whether it was Jehovah's Witness, whether it was Muslim, but everyday dynamics, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. Some people take the good and, a little bit of the bad and a little bit of the indifferent. But at the end of the day, for those who have kids, I have two, they have different personalities. You got to know the different personalities. Like my daughter, if I yell at her, she's broken. She's done. The moment I yell at her, she's done. She's about to be in tears. She can't even function anymore. And so I can't parent like how our parents did in their day. I got to talk to her on her level. So yesterday I sent her a video. It was just a video on Instagram talking about pray for your daughter. And the person was saying the words. And I asked her, I said, hey, what you think about the video I sent you? She said, actually, I like when it said, if you think that you're alone, God this. And I just was like, I was sitting there like, I know how to talk to her through the little social media where she catch up. Because they always say information can be taught, but revelation has to be caught. So I do those type of things. Whereas my son, he's a boy. He'll do some stuff where he'll test his mom. She'll say, hey, don't jump, don't do this. I hear him down there, still doing it. Still running around doing it. Next thing you know, you hear that blam. He crying. I'm like, she just told the dude, chill. He ain't listen. I'm like, don't say nothing to him. Let me talk to him. Come up here. Soon as I look at him, he knows. You knew what to do. You chose to do your own thing. I'm like, why you didn't listen? He just busts out crying. I'm like, you got to start listening. We telling you to stop doing stuff for a reason so you can prevent this from happening and everything. So young men, it's all about having that level of respect, that level of leadership there. And they almost got to be guided when they start to sway a little bit on certain things, because the boys are going to do some stuff that will test you. It don't always have to be the streets. It's just little things like, hey, didn't I tell you don't eat those chips? I told you not to eat those chips. You still went down and got those chips. So in the Bible, it's called the rod of correction. I got something called the rock. And neither one of them want the rock, because I got that rod of correction. And they know what that is, But now they gotten to a point to where I could just say, go to the corner, what I'm saying? Like my daughter, not so much. I just do her a little differently. Take the phone, do things like that. The phone is everything to these kids. Now, phone and tablet, you take that, you might as well just say Jesus on his way back in 2 minutes. They think it's over. They think it's over with. It's over. Like, wait a minute. You say I can get it back tomorrow, right? Like, no. 7 more days. And that's it. Good. So one day is bad enough. I remember one time my daughter got talking reckless. And I said, I ain't going to go back and forth with her. I said, hand over the phone. Oh, wait, but what? But ain't no buts. Took that phone. Every day you could just see her hurting like that. So you got to hit him where it hurts,
Yeah.
That rod of correction, that rock, You know how the ladies like the rock, his build? I got the rock right on down there, and the rock, whichever way I'm swinging that week and how I feel. It might be rock hard taking that phone. It might be take that tablet too. It might be a lot of things. Oh, I thought I was going to so-and-so party. You thought, but no, you ain't going to that either. So yeah, you gotta, they're gonna test you. You just got to be ready for that day. And when that time comes, it can go one or two ways. It might go to a physical thing in some cases. In this case, my man was trying to prevent that, so he sending the young man to the mom wherever she is. Oh, let me plug my computer up before it cut off on y'all. Y'all can go next.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was just basically talking about I've done all I can do. I think that was the part right there. And once again, we don't know the full context of what happened. I didn't know if he was going away to school, like you said, going back to his mom, but it was just basically like, everything that I've taught you, just remember, always respect your mom, respect yourself, stay out of trouble. Don't have me coming up here trying to get you out of jail. Like, that'd just break my heart, right? And it was like the final lessons that I can give you before you go. And one thing he told him was like, we'll always be good, but just make sure that you respect your mom. So I think it was, yeah, I think it was one of them hard conversations. I don't want to let you go, but I gotta let you go at the same time, right? And then just seeing that demonstration of love and that vulnerability. Like to be in that public place, you having that conversation and you in tears. A lot of people wouldn't have done that. Especially there's not a lot of men that I know that would have done that either, right? And so I just think that it was a demonstration, a great demonstration of love and a father's love for his son.
Excellent point.
And I think the love of a father for his son is important. And I think that it's important that, women, I raised a daughter. I have a stepson. I didn't, raise him alone. But I think that it's important for a son to see good interaction between the mother and the father, or two parents working together. My mother was very encouraging to my brother and very supportive of the relationship that my brother and my father had. And I think that, hey, we all know sometimes in the Black community, the relationship between the son and the father is not always as strong or as strong as we would like for it to be. But I think that it is very important. So, I think that it was good for that father to have that open conversation on social media to share, so we can, have conversations like that or talk about things like that. So I think that was a good thing.
When Jerome had told me about it from that perspective, I looked at it, if it was him sending him to the mom, as a father, you have to be that foundational source for that son to know where the line is, because the world not going to deal with your child. You got some parents out here, unfortunately, where they might tell their kid 3 times something, and they're trained. They're going to stop after hearing it 3 times. The teacher ain't going to say it 3 times. Some dude on the street you might offend ain't going to do it 3 times. The police ain't going to say something 3 times. They're going to expect you to comply after the first time. And from there, they're going to think you're trying to screw them up, or you're trying to be tough, or whatever their perception of what you're doing is. So as a dad, hopefully, fathers really understand you have to instill those lessons in him so he do know there is a line in the sand. Because being a man in this world is tough. And if you ain't getting them lessons to where that level of, man, don't call my dad, someone's got to teach that to him. If you're not doing it, if that's the way the story is, the mom not doing it because she's not a man. The best she can do is put him in sports, and one of them coaches are going to instill that in him because he needs to learn there is a line in the sand. Ain't nobody in the world going to play with you. Your family might go a little more, be more patient because they love you, but you also got to teach that young man, I got to make sure you are a productive citizen and you understand compliance in whatever the scenario the first time. Because other people I ain't got time for you like that. I told you one time, get out of my classroom. You put up by police, I said, put your hands on the steering wheel. Oh, you wanted them today. And they don't know that your parent tell you 6 times before you comply. So you can talk in doing those teachings to let them understand what I'm teaching you, this line in the sand, is so you understand the world don't care about you like I do. You doing something they don't like, they're going to deal with you any way they see fit. So I'd rather teach you all the lessons possible now so you have a better understanding. And if you do have that one day, you want to see if you're the new king of the castle, I'm knock ass out, pick you up. We get the Bible, we can have some water or pop, we talk about it. And explain why you shouldn't even try that. Because I love you, so I'm just going to try to give you a lesson, one hit a quitter, and we talk about it. You trap somebody in the streets, and Lord, some of these videos out here now, they trying to kill you and embarrass you. So keep control of your emotions like that. Don't be, man, who you talking to? People ain't playing with you out here. Your family love you. So we got to get them lessons that the old school had taught us back in, because you see a lot of situations where, hey, leave me alone. And the person keep doing, like, they ain't gonna do nothing. And then they get laid out. And you're like, well, they told you to leave them alone. You just, you thought they were joking? Now people like, get off of them. They knocked out, stop, please. And they sick and tired, like I done told you, you might get twice in the world. That's impossible. But depending on the day of that person, they might just lay hands on you. And they mad. They gotta get out of their comfort and lay hands on you because you don't know what stop means. So they think, who raised you? Because they should have taught you, don't be doing that in public, leave people alone. And you need to respect women, respect your parents. Even if you got a unfortunate dysfunctional where one parent might be telling bad stuff, you pray that ain't the case, but some cases it is.
In a lot of cases,
still respect both. Regardless what you might hear from so-and-so, still respect them. You would be able to see for yourself what the truth is. And parents that's doing that need to stop, because that's not helping the kid. That's just having them more jacked up before they get to 18. And the counselor they might need to process all that your mama ain't boo-boo, your daddy ain't. They just trying to figure out life. It's too much. My little take on it.
Good points, folks. That's some good points. I like everybody's take.
All right. Wellness. What you guys got going on for wellness? Don't all speak at once.
I go first. I was going to talk tonight about, I've been hearing a lot of this going on from coworkers to former coworkers and colleagues like that. Fellas, definitely take care of your prostate health. They got plenty of supplements out there that you can take naturally. Just Google it. I can't sit up here and promote anything or tell you what to take. But what I would say is just Google it. And you'll see the things that they're recommending. There's certain fruits and vegetables that helps the prostate health, because some of these things that people are being diagnosed with are very preventable. Mm-hmm. I look at it like we do our cars. Two things in your car, I don't care how long you keep it, that you're going to have to keep up. Your tires, the oil change. Oh, three. The tire, the oil change, and your brakes. Mm-hmm. Those are three things you can't go messing around. I don't care how good of a car you have, how nice it is. Oh, I got the electric, blah, blah, blah. But you still going to have to get them tires on that thing. You still going to have to get the brakes on it. You know, you still going to have to do the preventative maintenance. And so I always just say, because I got a lot of registered nurses, my cousins, and they are doing various things from the hospitals to different things. And I hear those things all the time. One of my cousins, she runs a dialysis center. And I said, what do you tell the men that tell you they know their body? And she told me, she said, I hate to be that person, but I do it. She says, if you knew your body so well, why are you here? So I have to say it hits home hard with men not loving doctors. I always tell people, from the barbershop to the gym, which one would you rather have? Would you rather have a nagging wife, girlfriend, sister, cousin, niece asking you to go willingly? Or would you rather be them looking up to them from the bed, talking about, I should have listened, you doing the bargaining, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Mm-hmm. And now you have to listen to what the doctor's telling you to do. So preventative maintenance for yourself, fellas, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Research this thing, and a lot of this stuff is preventable, in particular, prostate health. That's my take tonight on that.
I hear that. One of the things that I've been looking at is It's being intentional, right? So just making the best decisions in the moment, right? Because like you said, everything leads up to. And so a lot of times we don't look at how the little things we do compound over time, including the things that we do with our health. And so we figure that we can make decisions just not getting us toward our goal, right? And we're not going to have consequences that we'll face. And so that's the one thing. So being really intentional about the things that I do, because another thing that I'm seeing is from my lifestyle and how I choose in terms of my nutrition and everything like that. Like, I get that I have to be a living, walking testimony to what it is that I believe. I just had a conversation with two gentlemen earlier today, and near and dear to my heart, right? And they're sitting there and we're having this conversation, and they jokingly say, like, oh yeah, I'm on this high blood pressure medication. Like, okay. And so the gentleman is like, I said, but you're not supposed to be taking high blood pressure medication. Like, you're very active, you're this, you're that, right? And he's like, but I'm 67 years old. I said, okay, and because you're 67 years old, you're supposed to be taking a high blood pressure medication, right? And so then he continued on and say, I take my blood pressure medication so I can eat my bacon and my pork, right? And so, we laugh, but at the same time, I said, so you would rather take this pill just so you can continue to eat things that's causing you to have high blood pressure when you shouldn't have the high blood pressure at all. And then another gentleman countered with, yeah, it's so I can eat, it's so I can keep eating my bacon and my pork, because I'm not gonna give up my bacon and my pork. And so we're like, you would rather take this pill that has all types of side effects. You would rather continue to put your life at jeopardy just so you can continue to eat the things that are making you ill in the first place, right? And so the conversation is all, and that was men. And so that one of the things that we were having was about, men, take pride in your health, right? Put your health first. And so that's why we were having that conversation. But then, the question was, well, why y'all don't eat? Why you not eating meat? Why you don't eat meat? Right. And so from that, in saying, because it has made me feel better, because it has course corrected some things that I have had going on in terms of illness and health. And so with that, it's like, one of the things I said is that I can't continue to talk to people about their health if they don't view me as someone that looks the part in terms of being healthy. Right. So that's that.
Yeah, I see the progression over there.
That's it. They got we was doing poetry, got to do the snaps, what she just said.
It's so silly.
So I am always doing a variety of things to stay healthy. But on the topic of pork, and I think a lot of times people feel like when you give up something because it's unhealthy, I'll say to people, if you're going to, anything in moderation is okay. Now, I don't do pork. I've not had pork or beef in 20 years. But I tell people, you got to take it one day at a time. And if bacon or pork is something that you enjoy, just do it in moderation. You don't have to have it all the time. Just do it for some people. Just do pork or ribs for the holidays, ham for the holidays. But one thing that I do, it's fun. I've been doing it for 30 years, is dance. So I play ballroom and I Chicago step. And I line dance. And just so everybody know the difference, line dancing is when you can do it alone. And then when you're ballrooming or stepping, you're doing it with a partner. So that song, Where Those Fans At, that's a line dancing song. So people are going to do that, individually. So that is fun. It helps you stay in shape. You're exercising and you don't feel like you're exercising. And because I've been dancing for 30 years or been in the dance community, people will tell you, I remember being in my 20s, and some of the people when I was in my 20s were in their 40s and 50s dancing. They are still coming. They are still dancing and they still look great. So if you can dance one day a week, I usually try to dance for maybe 3-4 hours. You might get there at 6, leave at 10, grab something to eat and drink while you're there. And then do your walking and watch what you're eating. That's a workout in itself. So that's a great way to lose weight. You're having fun. And with that being said, we're getting together and in Detroit in Southfield at the Radisson Hotel at Salt KO restaurant. And if anybody want to come out and dance, they got lessons. They'll show you how to ballroom, how to step, and how to line dance. And it starts at 6:00.
What day of the week?
So that's every Monday. So I'm bringing my spin group. We're going there this Monday, and then I want to kind of get a feel for it. And then we are, looking to try to do that every Monday. But that venue or that particular person that gives the events bill, they're usually there every Monday.
Okay. Good stuff. For me, the world, so I know we got like 7 countries. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Willpower. Still get my car stuff together. My homeboy took me grocery shopping, and I was at Meijer, and them Meijer barbecue chips was talking to your boy, Jeff. Come here, man. My Dumbo went over there. What's up? Where you been? Like, I don't slut no more with the junk food, man. I'm good. Man, just put me in your hand, man. We used to be boys. I grabbed the chips, looking to like, damn, it ain't got that much sugar in it. I could. Nope. No. Sour cream on the second row. No. Put it back. Walk away. So, willpower, people. It is a powerful thing. Walk away. Because I'm sitting like a crazy person having a conversation with damn chips like, damn, I ain't had no junk in almost 3 months. But I'm getting healthier. That's what you should be trying to do. Be your best version of yourself.
That's good, bro.
I love it. Yeah. What we called in my health class, that's abstinence, right? Just abstain. No, for real, because everybody can't do things in moderation. It don't work. You know what I mean? If you doing something for some people, as soon as that moderation hit, then they go overboard. That one thing that they eat is enough to send them overboard.
Joe said cardio probably do more though. Go. Hey Joe, I do that cardio, call an ambulance, man. Call the nearest ambulance and bring 5 oxygen tanks, not 1.
So I came in late. Did y'all talk about Diddy earlier?
Yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I saw something. I see that.
Yeah, no, you do it. So you could do it in the closing remarks right here. Close on your closing remarks with the Diddy thing.
Yeah, you go thing.
You know what? I feel like everybody is different, but Diddy is on some unique stuff. Some of that stuff that I'm hearing, no judgment, because to each his own and everybody into their own thing. But I guess I do kind of question some of the stuff. I mean, I know he had some victims and he was messing with minor children. They don't have control. But I do hear the pros and cons when people talk about Cassie's age. And when she met him, she wasn't a child. She was 19. And I think the fame and the money kind of kept her there. But some of that stuff he was asking her to do, in my opinion, was beyond crazy. That just would have been a deal breaker for me. Like, no money is that important where I'm going to violate my body or put my own body in jeopardy. It makes me wonder about all of them, and are they running around with sexually transmitted diseases? Because there was just too much going on. I mean, if you're drinking and you're high and you're engaging in all of this, so that's my only question there, in my opinion. Is I just don't feel like I do feel like sometimes men can control you. He was older, so I do get that part, but I just feel like it went on too long. Like, she could have pushed back or stopped or left. So that's my comment.
Yeah, STDs are high now.
Yeah, they're very high.
Especially in the Black community. A lot of Black cities, they are rampant right now.
Well, and with that, and I will say the only reason why is because African American, especially African American men, refuse to use, condoms. And then once they find out they have an STD or they're HIV positive, they refuse to take medication. Because there was some statistics done talking about San Francisco and talking about why the gay population or HIV in the gay population in San Francisco is going down opposed to Atlanta. And the only reason or the only difference is once the white gay guys find out they're sick, they go get help. They get medication. And if you're taking medicine for HIV, your viral loads go down. Well, the Black guy is still out there in denial. They're not using protection. So that's the only difference. It's in both of the areas. But one is just once they find out they're sick, they're taking medicine. The other one just still keeps spreading what it is he has. So anyway, I'm finished.
No, that's good. Good point.
Mm-hmm.
When women control that, tell them wrap it up or ain't no fun. He will go get one.
Yeah. Okay.
Kid, you up next.
I mean, Tam,
I didn't know if we was doing final thoughts. Okay, yeah, final thoughts.
Third time tonight, y'all just sitting on camera.
I know, like.
Hey, man, we at the movies or something.
Yeah.
What's going on tonight?
Yeah.
That's a good point. Self-assurance.
So what I'll say is for my final thoughts of the hour is know yourself, right? Know who you are. A lot of things can be prevented when you know exactly who you are, what your boundaries are. And we got to understand, I think there's a lot more conversation and understanding needs to be had about the power and control wheel when it comes to violence, domestic violence, human trafficking, all of it, right? And so it's more than just the physical aspect. It's a big psychological approach that goes into it as well. So we can, we always have opinions, but we need to really know and understand how the psychology behind it all of the violence actually works. So know yourself, know who you are, get grounded, and don't suffer in silence. If there is something that you feel is going on that you are uncomfortable with, that you cannot handle on your own, seek help regardless of, so that's what I say. And be good to each other.
That's good. I would say, on the whole dating thing, it all comes down to know your self-worth, male or female, when you out here. And when you start dating somebody new, if y'all gonna have an open relationship or be monogamous, make sure that you all get tested regularly.
Oh, that's true.
Because the thing about I was tested last year. That was last year. We already in May. What we're talking about, maybe last June, last July. Whenever I date a young lady, that's the first thing, and I'm talking about from the male's perspective. I want you to know I have no problem going to get tested as many times as you say, hey, let's go get tested, whatever. I just want you to feel comfortable before we even go that route, because and I'm talking about with protection. I just don't want you to go into this and not know like what's going on. Like, does he have something? I don't want any of that type of thing. And I want you to know I'm open. Like, hey, you come back. Now, I ain't going to be going every day. Don't try to make this like it's poetic justice. Like I felt how Pac felt. Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was going to have a sex scene, he said he would have took 10 tests. He was like, but we just kiss it. Dude, like, what do I look like taking all of these tests that she's doing? But I feel like the way everything is right now, everybody's just willy-nilly. It just seems like nobody cares about STDs, the UTIs, all because Plan B is out there. Those type of things is out there. That has, having a child would be the least of your concerns. It's like that's what they don't realize is that's the least of your concern. You need to be focused on all of these different, diseases that's out there and the new diseases that's coming based on the way the behavior is right now. So it's when you know better, you do better. That's my take.
That good stuff. Good stuff. I'm writing this down real quick. So I didn't know there was a number. I need to put that on the screen for whoever might be dealing with domestic violence. That's the national hotline number. You can call for that help. A lot of good topics, a lot of stuff going on in the world, but you do have a choice. I mean, I know some people, you don't want to go through life struggling. You want to be good. And some people can dangle. Man, you roll with me, I got you. But I always say, do you ask God about it first? If you do that, I think he's going to try to steer you to someone that will really help you get to where you're going without the strings. And now you down that crooked curve that you don't know your way back from. And health is important. You definitely need to get checked out. And I mean, the stuff I've been coming across social media, just learning information that these STDs on the rise and people ain't really talking about it in the Black community is wowzers. Women, you hold the power. You tell him to wrap it up, he will wrap it up, or that's 10 to 20. Right. So don't think, well, I tell him do it, they gonna do it. You tell that man go get one, he gonna go get a pack. Be safe. It's wild out here in 25. And definitely take time for yourself mentally. This mental health month, do your own self check-in on, are you where you want to be in life? And what can you do to start working towards that? Because it's never too late. Next week will be the season finale. Wow, 22 episodes. Amazing. I appreciate everybody. Maybe talk about mental health or something fun as well for next week. Good conversation. We gotta be grown. Tell it like it is.
Jeff, I'm sorry. You
Go
said,
ahead.
the woman can ask the man to go get the condoms. The woman can also go get her own condoms. She
That's
can bring
true,
her
too.
own condoms to the party.
You're right. You're right.
Protect yourself. So I just want to share that, ladies.
No, you're right.
You go get your own condoms.
Hey, when we came up in the 90s and early 2000s, people I rode with, I'm about to go see my boy. Like, what? Man, I got him in the bag, Jeff. Like, okay, girl, do your thing. Be safe.
Yeah, okay.
Now this new generation, they'll let you walk in the store and what's that? You see what it say. Grab one. Don't act like you ain't heard of it. Or, well, I break out. They got all flavors. They got something they ain't gonna break you out. Men and women. So come on with your next excuse on why you don't want to wear it. unless you want them 9 months later problem that that's next level grown. So go ahead with that if you choose. Put that up on the screen. Okay. Oh, I did. My bad.
Next week gonna be fire.
Hey, I was telling Jeff he need to reach out to y'all and get some things the ladies want to talk about, because I just feel like in the times we in right now, it's a lot of stuff that ladies want to hear the male perspective, because you may not have those brothers or uncles around at this point to really put that out there. But I think it's that next week would be the time to bring up any topics that y'all might have in mind that we can touch, especially since it's the finale. Go ahead and close out with a bang, just like the fireworks coming up. Let's end with some fireworks.
I'm with it. Let's do it.
Yeah, but
I need to reach out to you. I'm gonna have to get your number from Jeff.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, if y'all have an idea or topic, let me know. We'll talk about it. Y'all are part of the show. I ain't gotta do all the work.
Y'all have a great night. Y'all be safe.
Okay, bye bye.